Business Takeout presents
The Cocktale Hour with L.A. Wade.
What's up, everybody? Welcome to the Cocktale Hour, where we have intimate yet sobering conversations about the things we thirst for in life. But before we get started, let me give a shout out to Business Takeout. We are a not-for-profit social enterprise whose mission is to increase Black wealth and Black entrepreneurship. Now, this interview here was kind of, I think, in the making since 2020, because I had the opportunity to meet Mr. BiggVon on the red carpet at an NBA All-Star Weekend event. Banky, can you just run that so we can show the people how we first met? It was love at first sight, really.
What's music-wise? Oh, yeah, I'm a big music fan. I'm a producer, so I know y'all gonna down me for this. R. Kelly.
Is she of age when you're with her?
Oh, man, yeah, of course. It's your boy BiggVon, and I just shared my cocktail with L.A. You feel me?
Are you still a big R. Kelly fan there, BiggVon?
Of course, man. You know, hey, that's my guy right there.
Listen,
Like, it don't matter what that brother did. You know what I'm saying? God forgives everybody. We all human. But you cannot stop his creativity on music. He opened the doors and set trends. So shout out to R. Kelly, even though it's a difficult time for him right now. We got to still hold the brother down.
For real. So if I read in an article that said BiggVon is a phenomenal and industry-leading music producer, a manager, songwriter, actor, motivational speaker.
Mm-hmm.
How would you describe yourself, and which one of those titles is your favorite?
Producing I love, management I love. I started with those two, you know, when I first got into the business of entertainment. Motivational speaking, I try to do that every day or every other day on my social media, across my social media. I just want to drop knowledge and gems to people, you know, even if it's not needed or when it's needed, you know. So those three right there is probably the main and prominent ones that, you know, I practice on a day-to-day basis producing.
Okay, well let's take it slow. I like it slow. So what we're gonna do at first.
Okay.
Speed up later.
Okay.
But when you say the music, what was it? How do you know that you were good at music? How did you fall in love with music? Let's talk a little bit about music with you, because it really is like what put you on, right?
Yes. I started right out of high school, or actually in high school. I started with a couple of friends of mine. We came up with a group, you know what I'm saying, the 313 Boys. I'm from Detroit, Michigan. So it was me, two guys, Ziggy and Darius. And I said, you know what, let's start a rap group. And I feel like I was the biggest out of the whole group. I'm 6'6". So they were a little shorter than me. I just felt like, dang, am I the only tall rapper that's out right now? So as we got older, we kind of grew apart, but I still, you know, stayed true to my roots with music. I had a love for hip hop, you know, since I was a kid. Everybody that I watched growing up, I spoke it into existence that I would work with them, you know, today. And when I was growing up, and it happened. So my love from hip hop and from music has been since I was a child. But when I was in high school and college, that's when I pushed myself, you know, saying to be more involved in the music business.
Okay, that's dope. Now, you said also you like the management side of it. So that's, I mean, because you have a team of people that work with you. It's not, BiggVon is almost like an entourage when they think of it. It's you, and then there's the whole crew. So how do you break down the different businesses to incorporate all the people that make up your companies and what they do?
Well, so I'm gonna start it off by saying there's no I in team. Teamwork makes the dream work. And you know, when people say I did it on my own, that's not necessarily true, because you can't do anything in this world on your own. You got to have a team. So my team makes me, and I appreciate the team, the production team I have, also the production on my film side of things, because without these guys, I wouldn't be BiggVon or Copa Culture Films, or We Got Hits Productions, because, you know, we all come together and make hits and make things that people would love to enjoy. So shout out to my team, especially first. And I try to shout out everybody in interviews, you know, not just myself, because it's not just about me, like I said. So you always want to give people their flowers while they're here and while you got them by your side and working with you, you know. Right. So that's the biggest thing that I tell people. Never go out in public or in our speaking engagement without shouting out your team to help you get to where you are.
I love it. I love it. I just want to give a quick shout out to those who just let themselves be known. Mike Truth is in the house. He's here. This is my business partner, Mike Truth. And then one of my fellow reality housewives, Abby Ayola. She said,
Okay.
we out here. So
We out here.
we're
Okay.
out here. Exactly.
You got that southernness with it. All right.
Although she's Nigerian. So we're the Nigerian housewives, even though I'm not Nigerian either. But
Okay.
it's complicated. You got to watch it. It comes out February 2nd.
That's what's up.
So I heard that you also have a degree in business management and psychology.
Yes, ma'am.
Now, out of the business management and psychology, I don't think you can really even tease those two things apart because when you're in the room with certain business executives and your people are always approaching you and wanting something from you, how do you differentiate what you're going to go put your heart behind and what you put business behind?
Well, you want me to start with, differentiating the two? Well, business management I took up in high school and college. And that's something I wanted to get into so I can learn the business. I wanted to start my own management company, and that's what I succeeded with and started first before I pursued more into the business. Okay. I got a degree in that, and then I went and got my psychology degree because I wanted to pick people's brain and learn the study of the mind. When I'm talking to people, I want to know their innermost parts of what they're thinking. So it's all about energy with me. So when I'm speaking with you about business, I want to make sure that we're on the same page and the energy is right.
Isn't the same page money?
What's that?
Is the same page always money? Or are there times where, okay, talk to me about that. Because
no.
This is what is messing people up, okay? Like
No, I would never put money first before anything. I would have a relationship over money. It's all about a relationship first because a relationship can turn into making money. And a lot of people don't know that they chase the bag and they chase a check but if you don't have that proper relationship with whoever you're doing business with, then you won't get a bag or a check. So you must always lock in that business relationship with people and start there first. And then you come in and slowly build the finances or financial aspect of it after that.
Build the financial aspect after that. But I feel like everybody this year, especially, I've heard it a lot throughout, even like scrolling on IG, that everybody's on this, this is my year to make money. Whoever's not paying me, get lost. And that kind of mentality of how to build community and to build, like, we don't have great group economics as it is within the melanated community. So we don't have a lot of experience in working together and trusting each other. I know a big part of what you said was motivational speaking. I think you have 3 keys that of speak to a little bit about that.
Yes,
but also,
yes,
there are other aspects that can be considered in terms of working together, opposed to just being on your own money grind. Want to drop your 3 keys?
Oh, of course. One is, let me just, pull down my shirt right here.
Yeah, I could tell you. Let's go one by one. It's
Speak what you seek until you see what you said.
Yep.
It's one of them. I do have my hoodies, t-shirts, and hats that I sell on my site. If people want to purchase those, the other one is old keys do not unlock new doors. You know what I'm saying? So those 2 right there alone is the 2 that I live by. And a lot of people got to understand what that means. Everything that you want in life is all about speaking it into existence. If you're not doing that, you can't really accomplish the things you want in life. So you always must speak it in existence. And, first of all, pray on it first, then speak it to existence, give it to God and let it go. And then you go about your next thing that you want to do. And I don't think people understand that part of it, because it's kind of confusing to some people because people just go straight into saying, I want to do this, or I got to have this, or, I hope I do this. It's not about hoping. It's about praying and achieving and letting God handle it and then take it from there and then speaking it and putting it out in the atmosphere and then you let it go.
I love it. I love it. And your 3rd one was create new opportunities. Don't wait for them.
Yeah, she knows.
Get off your ass and go do it.
Look at that. She knows them. Yes, that is the 3rd one. Don't sit on your behind. Create opportunities. Don't wait on them. But the thing is with that, I see a lot of people waiting. I see a lot of people with their hand out, and I see a lot of people reaching out. Never wait on an opportunity. Always get out and create it. And the thing is that it's a hard time with people trying to do that.
Yeah.
If you're waiting on a check, if you're waiting on something to put your business out there and you see it's not coming into fruition on a timely fashion, then you get off your behind and do it yourself. Why wait on somebody to give it to you?
Can I tell you this? Like, I don't know if I've ever said this publicly before, but do you ever wonder, like, who's this girl whose numbers aren't really that high, but she's out here at the NBA All-Star weekend asking questions on the red carpet. Mm-hmm. Now she's still here. Her numbers still aren't that high, but okay. So let me give you the secret that happened to me in relation to your 3 keys. Mm-hmm. I saw that the NBA All-Star weekend was going to be in Chicago. That was about it would be about a 7-8 hour drive, 7-hour drive. Mm-hmm. I was like, to my producer, Potential Film, Sheldon Shaw, I said, yo, come with me to Chicago. And he's like, well, we don't have a pass. We don't have nothing going on there. He said, I know one PR girl who might be able to tell us where some things are going, but she can't ensure that we're going to get in anywhere. So shout out to It's Well Connected on Instagram. She's dope. She set us up. She told us what was going down. And we would show up early to every single thing. And because I walked around with my mic that had my mic flag on it, with my logo on it, they thought I was legit press.
There you go. There you go.
So then they said, yo, get these people their passes.
But you know what? I did that numerous times myself. Sometimes it's not about what you know, it's about who you know. You know what I'm saying? And people got to understand it. So when you know somebody that can really put you in position, you roll with that. You know what I'm saying? Yes. And people don't even understand that gem right there too, man. That's a major gem, a major key. You know what I'm saying? And a lot of people got to learn that, because if you don't know that, then it's going to be a hard time with you in this kind of business that we're in.
Right? So I think you have 4 keys now. If the door isn't there, make it.
There you go.
We're making the door here. Yeah. That is awesome. So speaking of, I think you are a massive, major manifester.
Yes, ma'am.
I think that you have done this throughout your life. Tell me about some of the things that you have manifested that you are most proud
of. Everything behind me. All them plaques behind me, which is a few. I got 10 of them now.
Well, tell me about them.
I'm blessed with a couple more coming. And I did this with my team. Like I said, it's not about myself. We work together as a team, and, we gained these plaques through faith and, making sure that the right artists hear the right, amount of production, so we can be on their projects or on their albums or singles. So the Billboard plaque is Lil Wayne and Birdman Fire Flame. That was a radio banger back in 2012. It was number 14 on the Billboard. This was when Lil Wayne was when he just got out of jail, and it was the first record that he actually got on. And that record is also landed in the Guinness Book of World Records. So shout out to Kill Will. That particular record was on that project. And then I don't know if I move this over a little bit. Let me see. Then you had the Ice Cube record right there. Everything's Corrupt. We got 7 records on that. And I have my whole squad on there. 3 different producers, including myself, who was blessed to work on Cube's album, Everything's Corrupt. Then you got the Fetty Wap record back there. We worked on Fetty Wap's album. We did a couple bands on there. Shout out to Big Saj.
Wow.
Along with numerous more plaques on Ice Cube. Shout out to Ice Cube, man, because that man is definitely an inspiration to me and my team. And he's opened up the doors for a lot of MCs, a lot of filmmakers and directors and producers. And I just give him his flowers while he's here, because he is one of the legends that I looked up to growing up and being in hip hop, how he created and opened up the doors for hip hop.
Right.
So shout out to Cube and his team, you know what I'm saying? And that's something that I'm a daily do on all my interviews, is shout this man out, because he's done so much for me and my team.
That's awesome. I love to hear this. I think you got some of your people from Detroit in the house. I see some Hustle Prodigy.
David, Prodigy in the building. What's up?
Yo, mad love online on IG. Thank you so much to your team and the people that support and love you that were promoting this interview. That's what I mean. Like, I feel like people here don't really get that. Or for some reason, our numbers are so small that we're like crabs in a bucket here. So we're always reaching to the US. So what would you teach Canadians on? Because I think you worked with Tone Mason once.
Yeah. Tone Mason. Actually, Tone Mason did the Real People record, that is the actual single to Barbershop 3. It was me, Tone Mason, Dion Primo, Common, and I was on that record. When you watch the movie, you'll see all our credits on the credits when when it's going off, when Barack walks into the barbershop to get his haircut. They play the song in the movie, and then you see our production credits, when it's going off. But shout out to Tone Mason, man, because it was a struggle trying to find the correct beat for that. I think Cube had listened to about 25 something beats before he actually picked it. When I sent him that record, Dion Primo, which is a hell of a songwriter, he's from Cali.
Okay.
Me and him work a lot together on records, and he sent me the record, and I'm like, let's change this up. I think it's something that's missing. When I changed it back and sent it back to him, and he redid it and sent it back to me, I'm like, yo, this is it. I sent it off to Cube, and Cube hit me back in like 2 days and was like, I have comment on there Saturday, and I'm like, huh?
Whoa.
Like, wait a minute. That quick, I'm like, you have. So Common was always an artist that I wanted to work with growing up. So I kind of spoke that into existence. But when Cube opened that door and put Common on the record, that really solidified, me having him in our archive and on our list of working with him. Right. But everybody thought that record, I guess crushed the beef that him and Cube had, but they're grown men. They've been squashed that.
Oh my God, please.
Years ago. So the media was taking it all kind of proportions, saying, yo, Common and Ice Cube, they're on a record together. They finally squashed the beef they had 25, 30 years ago. I'm like,
it's all because of BiggVon.
No, that ain't no. It's like, I guess that's what media do. They take things, twist and turn it, but they've been, whatever it was, they're grown men. They came to a conclusion that, it wasn't worth anything because he's in a movie. So I'm like, how's that squashing it? But that's how the media flipped it. And I really thank, Q for having Common a part of that record. And like I said, it was a single to Barbershop 3, the next cut. And that's a dope. That plaque is somewhere up over here too. And shout out my team, Dion Primo and Tom Mason.
Yeah, speaking of shouting out your team, Mike Truth is saying that he loves how you show so much love to your team.
Oh yeah, all day. You got to. That's why I said it's all about teamwork, man, because you can't do it on your own.
Yeah, no, 100%. But there must have been a time where you struggled through certain things on your own. And that's what I mean by what message would you give to those of us out here who are kind of struggling on our own because we're like crabs in a bucket. So everybody's trying to crawl out of it. What did you do during those times to keep motivated?
With me, I that challenge for me was a little bit different because I always thought to myself, like, if I don't get this particular job, if I don't get this particular placement, if I don't make this connection, what is going to happen? Because I'm here and I'm not seeing the artist or the production person or the director that I want to get to. Right. So, I sat and waited. I never gave up. I always sat and waited, and that waiting turned into hours. But it paid off because I finally got to the person directly instead of going through his team or the management or the label or the production crew. I got a chance to meet the person itself. And that's where I found myself like, man, okay, I can do this. I can really meet people and they think I'm a bouncer first. And they actually scared when I'm approaching because of my size, but I don't want to come off as a Suge Knight kind of vibe. Right. And I hate to put myself in that category, but I see things bigger than what they are. And like I said, I speak everything into existence. So before I meet these artists or these TV producers or filmmakers, I kind of speak it in my head, and allow myself to, to say like, hey, I'm going to meet this. And I pray on it, which a lot of people don't do. So that's what really got me to the point to where I know it's a lot of people trying to do what I do or in the same category, in the same business, but you never want to give up on any of your goals and dreams in this business. Always stay positive, always believe in yourself, because if you don't believe in yourself, nobody else will.
Exactly. So when you are, a lot of up and coming musicians are watching right now, how do you like to receive music?
Listen to this. I got 10 emails. And my emails are out. Some are on my site, but I check my emails on Sundays and Mondays and they stay full. So I accept music from all over the world. And by me being an A&R in the past at some of these labels, a lot of A&Rs do not listen to everything that's sent to them. They may listen to the first 40, 50, 60 seconds of a song. If they don't like it, they'll go to the next. But me, I will sit there all day and go through every song because you don't know which one will be a hit record.
Right.
If you don't do that.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So I take my time with going through music, making sure it's something that's going to be, potentially a hit or something that's going to make the airwaves. And I just, concentrate on that more so on just flipping through records and throwing them away or throwing. Remember back in the day, we had cassettes and CDs. So we throw it in the trash, So, but now we got emails and we just play it through through the internet and listen to stuff like that. So I take my time and just, run through music like that.
I love it. Well, now you're just putting yourself on blast. So how do you do this time management thing? Because that's a lot of time being spent to people who are now especially going to hear, oh, I just got to email it to him and he'll actually listen to my track?
I respond to people. I respond to because I want them to know, listen, I got your music, even though we don't know each other. I think this is dope, but you got to improve this. You got to work on this. You got to take your time.
Feedback? You give feedback. Oh man.
If you don't give an artist feedback, then they're gonna feel like, oh, why did I even send my music to you? Right. So you got to give an artist feedback. You got to tell them what they're doing wrong. You got to constructively give them good criticism. You know, what I mean by that is, like I just said, you know, you respond back to them and tell them what they did wrong with their project or with their single or with their music, period. Right. You know, just let them know, you know, you can improve in these areas and you'll be good after that.
Do you specify a particular type of genre when you listen to music coming in?
All music. I love it all. I mean, I don't have a particular genre that's my most favorite because I grew up in a mixed family. So we listen to everything, you know. So that's one of the things that people don't know about me because they think because I'm in the entertainment business that I'm surrounded by hip hop legends and R&B artists and, you know, and pop artists that just cuts me away from every genre. But no, I listen to everything because I'm a music lover, and I think that music feeds the soul. Yes. And that's something that you got to understand because people express themselves through their music.
Exactly. So in terms of that and the global reach of it, how do you feel about what would BiggVon look like, let's say in the African or the Caribbean market? Do you want to push through in those places?
I'm working on that now. Yeah, of course. I mean, because that's something that a couple of years ago, I wanted to, you know, really have music in all areas around the world and different, you know, races and things of that nature. So I'm working on that now. I got records submitted to a lot of the top artists, you know, in different countries right now. So like I said, I'm speaking that into existence, and that's going to come about just as well as I spoke my other things into existence with the other music that we've produced.
Yes. I can see because knowing that you're a music lover, I can tell that globally there's so many different sounds out there that I think that you would vibe to. Are there any Canadian artists? And by the way, shout out to your team. Again, somebody just asked me if I'm busy for the Super Bowl. That is on my bucket list. It's always been on my bucket list, talking about manifestation, because I'm a huge football fan and I see you're repping the Raiders who pulled through.
Yeah.
Like that was crazy.
Yeah.
See, are you doing anything for Super Bowl LA? Yeah,
I don't know yet. Oh, they're asking you that?
I guess they're asking me that. I don't know. It says, are you doing anything for Super Bowl LA? So,
that's David. That's David and Hustle Prodigy. So
okay,
yeah.
Well, the answer is yes if you are bringing me.
Hey, we can always put that together, man. I don't mind doing anything like that. We get together and you know, kind of schedule it in advance. You know what I'm saying? You know, that's something I would be down to do because like I'm all about networking. And me myself, I get and go to whatever artist, whatever company is. I can't wait. You already heard what my slogan is. Don't wait on no opportunities. Get out and create them. So if we can get and create the opportunities, then yeah, we can get to them and make it happen.
I love it. I'm going to connect you to Africa. I know that I will.
Man, I would love that. I'm
going to manifest it right now. We said it on the Cocktail Hour.
And you'll be going there with me if you know if we get
I'm there.
You'll be going there with me because I always wanted to go to the motherland, and that's
we're going in December. So this December, and I'm working. Really? I'm dead serious, and I'm also writing grants right now to do a documentary about going there with Americans and Canadians to the year of return.
Wow, that's amazing. That's something I would love to be a part of.
If you'd like to be a part of all of that, and we bring your whole team, you will be treated like a god.
Wow, that's amazing.
Yeah. Yes, my truth will be heading that whole thing. So don't you worry. But which Canadian artists, like you worked with Tone Mason, have you worked with any other producers or artists from Toronto?
Not yet. I know a couple that have reached out to me, and I'm waiting for them, you know, to get back with him, but not yet.
Okay. Well, I hope that I can put forth two, my truth and Laela Day. Have you ever heard of Laela Day?
That name sounds familiar. Laela.
I don't know if she goes Laela or Laela, but that girl is fire.
Here, let me follow her, right? Wow, let me follow her while we on the live. Hold on.
Yeah,
I'm about to follow her right now.
Laeladey. That girl, I don't understand why there's not been more of her. And it's probably because she's stuck here in Canada. But we need to break her the F out. She's amazing. I've never met her.
Is it spelled Leela? Leela?
No, Leila.
Oh, okay.
Dey.
Leila.
She is amazing. I don't know if you can hear this. Tell me if you can hear this.
See, the first mistake you made was in your phone. And the second time you thought I wouldn't notice. Why can't I leave your ass alone?
Yeah.
You
Okay.
can hear her, right?
Yes. Okay.
Yeah. No, she is
Definitely on
fire. I don't know her personally at all. I've never met her, but I love Canadian artists, and I always try to rep them as much as I can. So I know I've been listening to her for a while now. And I did a video, a reel with me pretending like I was about to do masturbation because she had a song called Vibe.
Yeah.
And it's fire. And I was just like, this girl is just off the chain. So I started
make sure you send me some of her stuff because I just followed on her page. Maybe but you have her music right there.
Oh, yeah, I have connection directly to her, so I'll be happy to.
Yeah, please do. I already caught it as soon as you played it. Like, yeah, she definitely got a vibe, man. That's a dope vibe right there.
She got a vibe, and she can sing her ass off. So I don't know who you are, Laela Dey, for real, but I love your music, and you're a Canadian artist, and I support Canadian artists. When something stands out to me, I recognize it right away.
That's dope.
So I love that. Thank you for even entertaining me, even playing that for you. That was dope.
Listen, I love all music, man. Music genres, and like I'm here. My job is here to facilitate, connect, produce, and make things happen in this industry, and that's what I've been doing the past 23 years. And I really thank God for putting me in this position to where I'm able to do that for artists and for people that's trying to get their talent out there.
Yeah, I love it. Now, I don't know what it was that prepared you the most, and I want you to kind of reflect back on when you started to work for corporations like Walmart and Target and NBA Live and Madden Football. Rest in peace.
Yes.
Yeah, I can't. Like, I'm a real football fan. I'm not just saying that. Like, I really watch football and baseball. I'm a big baseball fan too. But I digress. When you were preparing yourself, because we aren't just born. You weren't who you are now back in the Detroit days. So
of course,
right? So like, who did you have to become that you can remember on your journey of becoming BiggVon now versus BiggVon in your early years?
My experience is a little bit different because I had a taste of doing everything. I started off in a Christian background. My mom raised me. I left home at 16.
Same, me too.
Yeah, I was on my own ever since. And I had to take off my glasses for this one because, this is something that I really, was into coming up. But I worked 2 jobs and I hustled in the streets all at once. And I finished high school and college all at once. So no one can tell me that you cannot make things happen and believe in yourself. I was a cook for 6 years. This is why I was still working on my craft in music and in the entertainment. Right. I cooked for 6 years. If I name some of the restaurants that I cooked at, you'll be like, what? So yeah, I was a cook at a lot of restaurants that we know of today. I did that for 6 years. So I was a chef at 2. I cooked at maybe 10 other restaurants. When I left that, I got more into the music business along with being in the streets, trying to learn the streets and still trying to do my hustle with that. I did all this at once. I'm very diverse and multitasking, what I do in hustles and in just business, period. So I got away from the hustling and turned it into business by believing in myself. So it's a lot of things that I didn't give up on in getting to where I am because it's no way that I was BiggVon, 20 years ago because I didn't know who I was. I had to figure out who I was first and find myself as a man and mature as a man before I can figure out who BiggVon was 20 years into the future. So that's one thing that I really...
before you carry on, sorry to cut you. I just think about becoming BiggVon the man. I even think about myself in terms of like the relationships that I had to go through that kind of matured me. And it wasn't like easy. So if that's what you mean by the maturing of you through the not just intimate relationships, I just mean like, just people in your life that have really taught you how to become who you are, bad, good and bad.
Oh man, that's a whole nother story. that's a whole nother interview right there because I've learned so much from different people being in my life, how I was rejected through a lot of things, how things didn't go the way I wanted it to, and just how people, looked at you and said, and looked down on you.
Right.
That was another thing. They actually looked down on you, saying that they're better than you, or I got this, or I got this much money, or I got the most of this. So I was just looking at all of that, and I'm saying to myself, how did you get there to get that?
Yeah, right.
I'm saying to myself that, like, how did you get in that position to tell me that you got this over me, or I'm better than you? And I had to think, like, okay, that's not the route that I wanted to go, but I am going to be bigger than you. And I said it to myself. I'm gonna be bigger.
I said what I said.
Yeah, I said what I said, and I stand on it, and I mean it. So I pushed myself to the limits, I think, because everybody looked up to me. That's another thing. Like, I felt weird about it because I'm thinking, like, is it my stature? Why is everybody looking up to me for things, or coming to me asking me for advice for certain things? And I said, I must be doing something right, because I'm getting all these people now that I'm influencing. So, the older I got, the mature I got, I had to cut out the childish things and become a man. I had to accept God in my life to open up the doors for me to walk through, because he was giving me doors. Right. I just didn't know which door to open, up to walk through it. But when I finally
using old keys.
There you go. When I finally realized that old keys can't open these doors,
right,
that's when my mind turned and said, let me try a new key. And God opened that door, and I walked through it. And that's when I became a man and understand the things that men go through in maturity level on even treating women. You know what I'm saying? Because I think that a lot of men don't even know how to do that today. They say they do, but they can't. They don't show it. Their actions. I believe in actions. Your actions got to speak louder than your words. And that's something that I live by too. My mom always told me and my brothers that your actions go speak louder than your words, and what's done in the dark will come to the light. And she used to tell us that all the time. And I was scared, like, damn, here it comes. She about to say it. So I already knew in my head that I had a lot of work to do. So I matured, and I just started believing in myself and pushing what I've learned, you know what I'm saying? So other people can understand the walk that I went through.
Yeah, I hear you talking about your mom and how much love it is. And when I think about the new movie that you made, Sanity.
Yes, ma'am.
The lead actress in that, I don't think was raised by a mother. She is savage and trifling, yo.
Yeah, Shavana, that's my homegirl. She's an actor and a comedian from Detroit. She plays Fendi in my new film, Sanity. Let me just break down what Sanity is.
Please.
I came up with Sanity beginning of last year in Atlanta with a team that I put together where no one knew each other. So I brought 5 people together that didn't know each other from a bucket of paint.
Sounds like the Naja Wives of Toronto.
Atlanta, and we filmed Sanity, and we filmed my other show, The Minute. But let me touch on Sanity. I took the word toxic and I took sanity and put it together because us as humans, we go through toxic situations every day of our life, no matter what it is.
Right.
So I said, you know what? Why haven't anybody did anything with the word toxicity? Everybody go through toxic shit, and everybody is insane. So let me just put it together and come up with this show. And I said, I want to do real life things that we do on a day-to-day basis so people can actually see what toxicity is. So the first segment of it is about male domestic violence. And this is something that in our culture, they don't touch on. They touch on the female being domesticated, but the male was never spoke on about him beating or getting beatings like Rodney King and a woman whooping his ass. So I just felt like if I did that, let me see how far I can take it and see if that would be something that will open up doors and touch people to come forward when they're being domesticated by a female. And it did. So I casted Alfonso Settle. He another actor out of Detroit. He's in a few movies. And I casted Shavana, which is played by Fendi. And I said, let's just go and put this in motion and come up with something that we can give the world so they can understand what domestic violence is coming from the male, part.
That's like so real. When I saw that was the topic, I referenced your mom and the juxtaposition between the two, because I think that we as women are not accountable to the fact that, and I think it's taboo to talk badly about a Black mother, but let's be honest, there's a lot of Black women that are not holding it down and are having a hard time raising children because they're not fit enough within their mind. And we sweep that kind of stuff under the rug. And so I really love that you want to tackle those kind of issues. It reminds me of a show that I do out here called The Elephant Room. And basically I talk about the topics that nobody wants to talk about because a big part of what I like to do is destigmatize the taboo. Because if we don't talk about it, it's still permeating our community and killing us.
That's
so we
true.
can't come together. So we might as well have some spaces where we can engage in the information. Do you know men personally who have been beaten by women?
Man, I know about 4 or 5, and that's the reason why. Yeah, I know. That's the reason why I actually put this show together, because I said, you know what, from hearing their experiences, I want to bring something like that and touch on it so people can actually see what it's like for a man to go through the same thing a woman to go through. But there's one thing about women that I will say: you guys are amazing and should be highly respected as queens. And the reason I say that, and you want to know why you're amazing, because you give us a gift. And you know what that gift is?
Your life.
Life.
We give you life.
You give life. So all women, no matter what shade they are, have to be respected as queens. And I say they're all amazing because you give the gift of life. And a lot of brothers don't understand. When you understand that part, then you would understand how much it is to respect a woman, you know what I'm saying, and make sure she loves and respects you, because she gives you life. She breathes life into you. So if you're raised by a good woman, you're going to come out as a good man. You know what I'm saying? Even if the father wasn't in the house. But there is some situations where the children witness domestic violence in the house. And I'm sorry they have to do that, but in certain situations, people grow up hearing how or seeing how their mom got beaten or their sister got beaten, but never how their father got beaten or their brother got beaten.
And that's real. That's real. It also touches up for me on the fact that the legal system is so skewed towards the mothers, and some of them are better off with the fathers.
Yeah.
But these are things that we don't talk about. So I'm glad that I know that you want to make a point of doing that. I'm sure that was brought to your attention in your prayer life, because I know it was brought to mine in my prayer life.
Yeah.
So that part of it is very true. Now, I also read that you write jingles. Is this true? BiggVon? Yeah. Mr. Big 66, Mr. Mr. Bouncer looking dude is writing jingles.
The thing is with that, it's a little bit easy for me by me being a writer, in music and putting things on paper with my films. Writing jingles is something that it comes to me like that, because being a producer and being a writer, you can come up with jingles easy. And a jingle don't have to be something that's like tremendously long. You know what I'm saying? It can be, 6 bars. You know what I'm saying?
Okay, wait. I want to do it. I've been waiting for this moment, because I wrote it I have a fake product. I made up a fake product called Tap That.
What is it called?
It's called Tap That.
Oh, really?
And it's an app that allows you to tap someone else's phone and just transfer all the information to someone else's phone, kind of like the Bluetooth. Ooh. And so when the Bluetooth comes in and you tap each other, it gives you the choice to go either business or for pleasure.
Really?
And then you upload a picture that you want to send to the person, so that if they don't remember you, you can give like a message: we met here, or today is da 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 da, and these are the places I went that you may have met me. And so you tap somebody else's phone, and then you get this information transferred, and then the person who's receiving it has the option to choose whether or not it's business or pleasure.
That is dope, Queen. That is dope, because I think that's something that's probably going to really take off, because it's different.
Well, I just made it up for our interview.
No, I'm thinking, wait a minute, hold on. I thought you said you actually had that in motion.
No, I just made it up like 10 minutes ago before we had our interview.
Wow. That's still a good idea. But I think today in these markets, apps is the wave. And I see NFTs is the wave right now too, because a lot of people are getting into that.
Yes.
So that's something I'm definitely going into, is making an app for one of the products that I got, and then also for my clothing brand, Speak on an Attire.
Are you gonna have anything in the metaverse?
Yeah.
Like a record store?
Yeah. Mostly once I get this brand out, it will be, because I want people to physically see, and understand, my brand, it's coming out. It's all my slogans. It's actually things that we must, learn and take part of on a daily basis anyway.
Yeah. Okay,
the
so
three keys.
we got to write the jingle for Tap That.
She said that'll be fun. We're
Yeah.
gonna discuss that when we get off this
When we're in Africa.
interview.
Okay, we'll write it in Africa. That's fine.
There you go, because I'm serious about doing that. That's one place I haven't been.
I really want to see happen. So
I haven't been around the world, and Africa is something that I really wanted. I've been to a lot of different countries, and Africa is not one of them. So I think that's something I would love to go to, and just really sit back and enjoy life.
Mims the rapper has an NFT tech. See, create trap, create rap.
Who? Oh, Mims. Wow, David, you went back to Mims? Where's Mims at? I haven't heard of Mims in a while.
Oh, wow.
He did change the game because he had 2 hit records, and they lasted for a while.
There you go. Oh. Now, there's around 2 more questions that I think I want to ask you, depending on how you answer. But how did you navigate people you had to outgrow as you became more of who you are today?
Yeah, man, I love these questions.
Yay.
I ignored them. I'm not even gonna lie. Like, listen, I'm a Libra.
And, so am I.
Yeah, I'm a Libra, September baby.
Okay,
and,
I'm October.
If I don't really, let me just put it in. Let me dumb it down. If I don't like you, and if your energy is not right, or if I didn't want to do business with you, and we couldn't seem to gel in doing business or in the relationship, I just let it go. You know what I'm saying? I'll pray on it because I really believe if it's something meant for you, it'll come back to you. And if it don't, I just ignore it. You know what I'm saying? And that's what really kills a lot of stress. You know what I'm saying? Because, you're stressed out because you got things on your mind. You know what I'm saying? When you got a lot of things in your mind, that's only going to put more stress into your energy. So I ignore a lot of things. I'm not even going to
lie. Okay. Mike Truth wants to know how you got into placement, because that's a rare industry for melanated folks.
Into placements?
Yeah.
I built the relationships.
Okay, tell us about how you navigate those relationships, because you met Ice Cube. How did you maintain that? And then how did that begin to open other doors for you?
Yeah, that's crazy, because he just see how you mentioned that and put that out in the open.
Listen, I am a magnet for miracles and a solution for people's problems. I got this from Dr.
I would show my phone right now, but that's crazy as soon as you said that. But I met Cube in 05, and I just continued to build my relationship with him by meeting him at the radio station. That was that day. I said to myself, I've spoken into existence all this time, and I did it about 100 times. I'm going to meet this man today. I went down to the radio station in Detroit. It was Spud and Smiley on the air at the time, and they was on tour for West Side Connection tour. It was him, Dub C, Mac 10, and DJ Crazy Tunes. I met his DJ first when he came out of the station. Then we rapped for a minute. I was playing music real loud, so he came over like, "Yo, man, them your beats," and I was like, "Yeah." He was like, "Yo, you got some dope shit." So he called Mac 10 over, and Mac 10 came and said, "Yo, them boys is you got some shit right there, cuz." They worried his cuz down up here in LA. So he was like, hold on, I'm gonna have Cube come over. So Tunes had called Cube over, and I was just sitting there like, I knew it was coming. Be nice, Cube. I'm building myself up like, yeah, I'm about to meet Cube.
Oh my gosh.
You know what I'm saying? My big ass up here like, and I see the man coming, so I gets out the car, walks over to him, and he say, what's up to me? Heard you got some hot music, and I just gave him a beat CD, and there was some beats with me and Symphony, my other producer I was working with at the time, that did. And I built the relationship with his DJ first. Rest in peace, DJ Crazy Tunes. Because that's how I got the link to Cube, was his main DJ.
Okay.
After I built with Tunes for about 6 months to a year, I ended up meeting Cube's manager, BR, Brother Ron. Now, Brother Ron is the character in the movie Friday, where he said, "Will you please get off my line?"
Yes.
He was Stanley. Remember Stanley?
Yeah.
He said, "Will you please get off my line?" to Chris Tucker and Devo. And
that's crazy.
That's Brother Ron. That's BR. That's Cube's manager. And I was talking to Brother Ron for like another 2 years. So finally, one day, BR hit me up and said, "Yo, Von, Cube wants you to come down to the set of Ride Along." And I was like, "Huh?" I'm like, "Okay, cool." So I got up, got my team, because I took them with me. We went on the set. It was at Stone Gym Studios. and that's when I finally met Q. Now I seen them, during the years, but that's
Right.
when I finally met him, and we
Crazy.
kind of kicked it on set while they was filming Ride Along, and I got to see how it was being made. And he said, "Yo, let me see your phone." He put his number in my phone, and we've been rocking, what I'm saying, ever since. And I've been blessed to work on some of his projects musically and on some of the film things, and it's just been a
Yes.
prosperous relationship between both of us. Like I said, it's all about the business first, then it's about the talent and the money.
Yeah. Mike
I
True
don't.
says,
I never really approached him about any money on anything. I build with him first. So he can actually trust me and see that me and my team got the talent to actually do the things that we need to do.
Right.
For his brand. So
Right.
that was one of the bigger things for me, and something in my life that really changed the trajectory of me getting more into the business. And I
Yes.
rep the Raiders too. I know this is his favorite
That's what
team.
I'm talking about.
So Cube is like inspiration to me so much, being in this business, that I really appreciate him for allowing us to work with him and building this relationship.
Yeah, like this platform is a lot about how to educate and empower Black wealth and Black entrepreneurship. And we often speak about mentorship. Did he take on a role of mentorship for you in any way?
Always, every time we talk.
I love that.
Every time we talk, it's about, building, what I'm saying, and putting things together in the future. So that part alone, I necessarily don't have to be at his house or, kick that. We speak, what I'm saying, a lot. So, I ask him questions about certain things in the business. He asked me things. So the
Right.
main thing is keeping that relationship alive and keep, building for the future.
I love it. Well, Mike True said preparation meets opportunity, and it seemed like you were ready.
Oh yeah, man.
You had already transversed what you
I used to hoop too, and I stopped playing ball to get into this. So that's what really changed. What I'm saying? I hooped in high school and in college professionally, and I stopped doing this because God told me that wasn't going to be my career.
wasn't your path.
This was, what I'm saying? So I've been sticking with it for the last 23 years, what I'm saying, and it's been a blessed ride.
Okay, so I always ask this question near the end of my show, which is, what is it that you still thirst for in life? And I don't mean just like you're a little parched. I'm like you're dehydrated in one area and you would do anything to quench this thirst.
Shit, this juice right now, damn, this shit was good. No, I'm just that damn juice was good as hell. You see how the swig is about 5 times. But my thirst is really growing more and maturing more, what I'm saying, in this business. I think that I still have a lot to learn, but I still have a lot that I can share with others to give them that knowledge and that constructive criticism to be better at what they do.
Right.
So my thirst for this is really helping them to succeed, to where I did, and put them in a situation, to where I am now, and help them get there.
I love it. Now, I'm going to end the interview, but I want you to kind of like give an example of what a prayerful meditation around our goals could kind of look like. And let's try to replicate it right now in terms of like, if anybody's watching and they want to go through a process of trying to hear from God, what's your process and how can we mimic a version of it for ourselves?
Well, I'm always a leader first. So I would lead, what I'm saying, by direction with anybody. And for me, when I wake up every morning, I get out of bed and I pray. And when I pray, I sit there and meditate, what I'm saying, and breathe in, air, fresh air slowly, and meditate for at least 10 minutes after I pray. You want to give that time to God when you first get out the bed. And if you don't, then you're going to have problems throughout that day. I just feel like when you meditate first, what I'm saying, you pray first, then meditate. Then I drink a jar of water, which is a quart size of water. I try to do a gallon a day. You drink water, that flushes all the toxins out your body in the morning. I'm talking about when you first get out the bed, you do those two things first. The third thing is drinking a quart size jar of water to flush, and it's warm water, to flush your system out from all the toxins, first thing in the morning, and to get your organs going. Mm-hmm. So those are the three things that I do every day that I wake up and blessed to see another day.
I love
After that, what I'm saying, I go into my day with my, with my planner. I look on my board to see what I want to accomplish in this week. So everything that I want to accomplish in that week, I write it down on my board. And each thing that I accomplish, I check it off. So if I want to do 10 things within the end of that week, which is 5 days, I make sure I have those 10 things done on Friday. I start on Monday and have all my 10 things that I want to do and accomplish done by Friday. So those are the things that work for me. And prayerfully, I pray on those things, so I can allow God to activate them?
Well, I'm just going to allow God to activate whatever manifests from this conversation to the world, to Africa, to Toronto. But everyone gets confused because my name is LA, so they think I'm in LA.
That's true. Because a lot of people was hitting me like, yo, she's in LA. She's interviewing from LA. I'm like, no, you just have to see.
Yeah, my name is LA. It stands for Lorianne, actually. But since I was young, they would call me LA. So it's just kind of stuck. I work for the University of Toronto as well. And even the provost of the university calls me LA. So it's kind of stuck. I think I got a Holy Ghost writer. So I'm going to manifest that we are going to work together in the future. And I know that this is the beginning. You have been 1,000,000% gracious with me. And I believe that God has shown you the same amount of grace, which is why you're able to give it to so many. I'm grateful. Yeah, I'm grateful for your presence. I'm grateful for your team's presence. I'm grateful for everybody watching on Facebook and YouTube Live and Twitter, and I think it's LinkedIn. And I just look forward to building with you in the future. And you were gracious back then, and you've been gracious now. And I'm so grateful to you.
I appreciate you so much, Queen. I just want to say thank you, everybody, for tuning in. Thank you, LA, for letting me be a part of your platform. And the thing that I want y'all to understand is speak what you seek until you see what you said. I got hoodies and t-shirts on my website you can order. Also, Talk Sanity, you can go on YouTube, type it in and watch the first episode of Talk Sanity about male domestic violence, and also my other show, Demented, which is a horror film. But support anybody that's doing anything independent. If you see them and they're doing it for a good cause, make sure you support that person or that company, because I just feel that's where a lot of people lack at, is not supporting each other. Somebody wants you to support their product or them, make sure you do the same and support what they have. You know what I'm saying? Because we all have the same 24 hours and we all pump the same red blood. And that's about it. We're human. So we got to make sure that we love each other and support each other in everything that we do.
Well, we love you. And how do we get in contact with you again on IG and other platforms?
My IG is I am BiggVon with 2 G's. My film IG is Corporate Culture Films. My website is www.corporateculturemarketing.com. I have an email on there. You can submit stuff through my site. Like I said, I can be contacted on those 3 platforms right there.
I love it. Well, thank you so much. God bless you too, David. I'll see you at the Super Bowl.
Yes, ma'am. Let's get it.
Let's get it.
You said.
Nice to see you, Andre. Good evening to you. God bless all of you. Thank you so much. Stay thirsty. Go after what you want. Speak what you seek, right?
Until you see what you said.
Let's
get it.
Peace out, everyone.
If you enjoy our programming and want to help support Black entrepreneurship, please donate today. www.businesstakeout.com/donate.
Oh, he left.
Hold on.